Other day I saw Kanan out there with some fools I ain't seen before.
We doing this shit. I figure out a way to get us paid. We changing the fucking game.
If you and Kanan need anything, you come to me.
If Rock breathing, she hustling. Should've took her out back in the day.
Figure out how to make a bigger move with that money.
Any offer I make is gonna be straight cash. One number. We've got a deal or we don't.
What up, welcome back to the channel. I'm J and we are locked in. This is the recap for episode 3 of Raising Kanan, and we seen Kanan finally start to boss up, and we're also starting to see a little shift in the relationship between Unique and his brother Ronnie. Unique, he's rolling with Rock, and we seen our boy Ronnie turn into Michael Myers, how he was stalking Kanan and Famous at the end of the episode. Now, before we jump into this and we break down this episode and give the full recap, if you like power content, breakdowns, theories, and predictions, live after show discussions like we do each and every Friday night, 2 p.m. Eastern, then hit your subscribe button and turn on your notification bell so you get something every time I upload. I'm on that road to 45,000 subscribers, so if you don't see this video at 100 likes, definitely hit that like button. Now let's go ahead and jump into it. This is the recap for Raising Kanan, episode 3. And let me tell you, this season, we're headed in the right direction because they keeping us guessing each and every episode. And Raquel, yeah, she's shaking the game up because she might just get back into it. This is the recap of episode 3.
You the heir to this throne, Kanan, and it's waiting for you if you want it.
The first thing we see is Ronnie seeking revenge on the security guard that was at the club and was kind of hating and called him a convict. Now, everyone's been assuming that Ronnie was a little bit weird, but what we're starting to see is Ronnie is actually standing on business, and he's not going to let anyone talk to him any kind of way. And that's what he was trying to tell Unique when it comes to him working for Raquel when they were riding around the city. But he ends up beating up the security guard and taking his money. Jukebox and Lou are getting prepared for her audition. We've seen Lulu clean up a little bit, and now he's producing tracks. Marvin is very supportive also, and while they're over here, Juke sounds amazing. So it looks like we're about to turn up this week. We're going to get in this girl group, and things are about to start rolling, and it's about to be a brand new day for Lou and Jukebox. Kanan is officially putting his plan into motion to go meet up with Simrad. Now, he wants his boy Famous to come with him, but Famous is still asleep. So when he gets to Simrad, Simrad has already been hesitant on letting him get some of the work because he thinks it's not going to work. But Kanan tells him, listen, if you want to make some money, I already have everything put in place. Let me get some of that work and I'll put it on the streets. Now, Simrad agrees to give him a small portion in the beginning, but he doesn't want to work with Famous. And Kanan guarantees money returned. Stefano ends up getting arrested and raided by the feds. Now, they're just trying to pin anything they can on him. But once he gets down to the interrogation room, he starts to find out that the mob members, they're placed on him. Crown Camacho's body is placed on him, but he has a hell of a lawyer and he sticks to the code. He doesn't tell the feds anything, but he gathers a lot of information because what they're trying to do is stick all of the bodies that have been dropping in New York City on Stefano, but they have to release them because nothing is sticking. Malcolm and Rock are still trying to figure out where do they stand. Malcolm, he's kind of defensive because Rock brings up Shannon Burke and how she allegedly killed herself. Now, Howard, we know what he did and we know what he's capable of. He's denying it because he doesn't want anyone to know that he had his hands in some dirty business. But what he does tell Rock is that he's seen Kanan with some characters he's never seen before, and they look like they're up to no good. What does this do? This triggers the light bulb in Raquel's head to go and figure out what her son is doing because she still wants Kanan to be up under her control. Our boy Ronnie is waiting on Unique because they need to work out. He's still on that same workout regimen that he was when he was falsely imprisoned for 3 years. Now, Unique shows up late because he had to do something for his son. But Ronnie is saying we need to be in the streets moving work. You working with Rock isn't good for anybody. Now, we also need to take out Raquel, and we should have did it a while back. But there's still time for us to do it. Now, Unique is hearing this, and we all know that Unique has been getting extremely close with Raquel. Has been staying at her house a lot to avoid his baby mama Pernessa and his brother Ronnie. But Ronnie, he wants back in the game any way possible. Kanan shows back up after he gets the whole organization under wraps with Simrad. Now, Famous is sitting here and he's not doing anything, and they get to arguing a little bit. But Famous mentions that Raquel came over looking for Kanan. Kanan doesn't like this at all because he has his own plan on how he's about to make money. He slaps the money out of Famous's hand, and then he slaps Famous and tells him, We don't take anything from Rock. And if you let her back over here, then I'm going to whoop on you. So right now, we've seen the alpha in Kanan, which moved Famous down to the beta, even though that this is his apartment. But they're about to be getting some money, so we'll probably eventually see Kanan move off to his own. Unique is out here making his own moves. Rock already told him that she's out the game, so he goes and meets up with Quan over at the fish market. Now, when you go in here, we see a lot of illegal gambling going on, and in the back room, Quan has a whole crew. Now, the conversation in the beginning, we didn't think that this deal would go down because he's going at it with Quan, Quan's going at it with Unique, but we hear Quan say, hey, I kind of like this guy, and he realizes that Unique is a little bit younger, but what he's saying is, I have a cousin that is Chinese. Even though he doesn't mess with the Chinese, he has a Chinese wife. He tells Unique, if you want to work, if you want to use my product, then you'll have to go through one of my buildings. Now, Unique, he's in a situation where he has to agree and cooperate because he doesn't have any work. And Raquel, her whole operation is shut down. So right now, we at least have a tentative agreement for Unique to start moving work for Quan, but it's got to be out of the Chinese restaurant that his wife's cousin owns. Speaking of Unique getting in the game, after he gets this information, he does a little bit of surveying. He goes and meets up with Rock. Now, when he went to the Chinese restaurant, he let them know I'm a black guy and I'm going to be running this whole organization. So be prepared to put my items on the list. Now, at Rock's house, she's a little paranoid because the feds are watching, the mob is watching, and her and Unique, well, she's out the game and Unique saying, let's spread some of that money that you have and make something happen. But Rock, she has a plan of her own. She wants to wash her money, aka launder it, and go ahead and get it out there so she can become legit. Now, when Unique leaves the house, Ronnie is outside stalking him. And that's because Ronnie already told Pernessa that maybe Unique has a side chick, aka Raquel. While at the club in Manhattan with Lulu, Marvin is moving some work and he gets a phone call. Well, it's Gerald. You remember from the anger management. Well, he got himself in a bind. Once Marvin goes over to pick him up for $500, we reveal some information that we discovered on my live that, well, Gerald works for the Village Voice in New York. So he may have a little bit of connections. And since Marvin saved his life, drove him to his place, maybe Gerald is going to have to repay Marvin some way and have a connection for Jukebox to potentially get back into the singing world. Kanan and Famous put the Courier Boys on the block, and well, let's just say this, it's very lucrative. First day out, we're getting pages nonstop. Everyone is trying to re-up. So it looks like Famous and Kanan really changed the game, or should I say Kanan changed the game, and Famous, he's going along for the ride. Now Kanan, we've seen him boss up, and now the numbers are going through the roof. So it looks like this plan is an A+. Raquel's still been thinking about going legit, and while she's at the hair salon, she hears some of the hairstylists talking, and it comes to find out that the owner of the place is going through a divorce and needs money ASAP. So for Raquel, she hears that he's desperate for money and will take any offer. So what does she do? She offers him cash money for the whole shopping district. Now what this is going to do is be able to take her dirty money that she has, put it into these clean businesses, and then the money is legit, so she's able to go buy stuff, travel, and do whatever she needs because now she has the proper tax information on all of that dirty money that she was having. Jukebox, is time for audition, and Marvin is there to support her. Now, Lulu ended up getting in the fight. He was supposed to be here with the mix and master track to help Juke out. Juke ends up getting nervous and goes in the bathroom and throws up. Now, after she gets done, we have two new characters. We have Aisha, and she's supposed to be the one that's going to take over the show. The other girl, she's in the mirror with a tic tac, and they're all getting prepared. When Jukebox goes out there, very nervously, she starts to sing. But they already prejudged her by the name of Jukebox, and they tell her next artist. They only gave her 30 seconds, and they really didn't enjoy the singing that she was doing. So this right here is why I said that maybe Marvin talking to Gerald and knowing that Gerald works at the Village Voice, this might help Jukebox out later on in the season. While Lou is in jail, he starts hallucinating and seeing dead people, D-Wiz, Scrap, all the people that have died around him that didn't need to die. But once he gets released, he goes back to the bar that Shirley owns. This is where he got into a fight with a heckler who was yelling at the artist. So Lou apologizes to Shirley because she knew who his father was and tells her, let's turn this place into a new ground, a breeding ground for new artists. I'll be the promoter and I'll bring in the act, and then you'll be able to sell liquor and we can both make money and we can progress within the community. We see the feds taking pictures of Rock while she's trying to buy the building, and now we see Kanan being watched by someone also. Money is being dropped off. Javon, he's moving money because he's moving like a bird. Shout out to Paul. Well, famous peeps that Ronnie is peeping them, clocking them from across the street. So this leads us to believe, what does Ronnie really want with Kanan? And Kanan does know who Ronnie is. But does that lead to Ronnie potentially giving Kanan a nickname of Breeze? So Unique and Rock doesn't know that he's working with Kanan because Kanan is on his own out here in these streets? We'll find out. All right, there you go to recap for episode 3. Let me know what you think about it. Is Lulu going to be able to get Shirley's Cafe up and running to have some new artists? And will Jukebox come and mess with them? And how is this Ronnie and Kanan situation going to work? Because he's stalking Kanan, but he doesn't mess with Rock, and he's definitely not trying to mess with Unique anymore. So let me know what you think. I'm Mod J. This is the recap for episode 3. Once again, I'm on that road to 45,000 subscribers. So if I said something to make you go, then hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and turn on your notification bell so you get something every time I upload. Thanks for watching. I'm out.